Did you know that the simple act of believing in a treatment can trigger real changes in your body? The placebo effect is one of the most fascinating phenomena in science, demonstrating how the mind can influence healing and well-being, even without active medications. But how exactly does it work? In this video, we'll uncover the mysteries behind the placebo effect and explore why it can be so powerful. We'll delve into how the brain interprets a placebo, which bodily systems it impacts the most, and share real-life cases showcasing its remarkable influence. You'll also learn about the implications of this phenomenon for medicine and scientific research. Get ready to be amazed by the power of the mind-body connection. Let's begin. What is the placebo effect, and why does it happen? The placebo effect is one of the most fascinating phenomena in science and medicine. It occurs when someone experiences real improvements in their health after receiving a treatment that contains no active therapeutic ingredients, such as a sugar pill or a saline injection. What's truly remarkable is that this improvement isn't imaginary. The body responds positively as if it had received an actual treatment. But why does this happen? The placebo effect is essentially the result of the powerful connection between the mind and the body. When the brain believes it's being treated, it activates internal healing mechanisms. This positive expectation triggers chemical and physiological changes in the body, such as the release of endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, and other neurotransmitters that help reduce pain and enhance well-being. The placebo effect is also closely tied to the power of suggestion. When a doctor or researcher conveys confidence in a treatment's effectiveness, it can create an expectation so strong in the patient's mind that the body begins to react as though the treatment were real. Studies have shown that even the shape and color of a pill can influence how effective a placebo is, highlighting the role of perception and belief in this phenomenon. What's important to note is that the placebo effect isn't just psychological. It produces measurable changes in the body. For instance, in cases of pain, the brain can activate regions associated with pain relief, such as the prefrontal cortex and the reward system. This demonstrates that the placebo effect is much more than positive thinking. It's a tangible biological response triggered by the mind. However, the placebo effect doesn't work for all types of conditions. It's most effective in subjective symptoms, such as pain, fatigue, or anxiety, where individual perception plays a significant role. More objective conditions, like bone fractures, are less influenced by placebos, as they rely on biological processes that cannot be altered by mere expectation. The placebo effect reminds us of the incredible power of the mind and how it can influence the body in surprising ways. But how does the brain interpret a placebo and trigger these real physical responses? That's what we'll explore in the next section. How the brain interprets placebos and triggers real physical responses. The placebo effect is a clear demonstration of how the brain plays a pivotal role in shaping perceptions of health and well-being. When a person believes they are receiving treatment, the brain interprets that belief as a signal to activate internal healing mechanisms. This happens because the brain doesn't easily distinguish between an active substance and a placebo. It reacts to the expectation created by the suggestion that something is working. A key area involved in this process is the brain's reward system, which includes structures like the prefrontal cortex and the nucleus accumbens. When you believe a treatment will be effective, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to pleasure and reward. This release improves mood and even reduces the perception of pain, reinforcing the idea that the treatment is effective. Additionally, placebos can activate the body's opioid system, which releases endorphins, natural chemicals that relieve pain. This explains why many patients report significant pain relief when taking placebos, particularly in clinical studies. The brain, expecting relief, activates these pain-alleviating pathways as if it were responding to a real medication. Another fascinating element is the role of the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for rational thought and expectation. When you believe a treatment will help, this area becomes more active, influencing other parts of the brain to align their physical responses with that belief. This shows how positive expectations can literally shape the health experience. The placebo effect is also mediated by the limbic system, which regulates emotions like hope, trust, and relief. When a person trusts a doctor or believes in the efficacy of a treatment, these positive emotions create an environment that encourages the body to respond beneficially. This is why the relationship between doctor and patient can have such a significant impact on treatment outcomes. By interpreting placebos as real, the brain turns belief into measurable physical responses, illustrating the immense power the mind holds over the body. But which parts of the body are most influenced by this effect? In the next section, we'll explore the systems most affected by the placebo effect. The main body systems affected by the placebo effect. The placebo effect doesn't just influence the mind. It directly impacts several key systems in the body. This is particularly evident in systems that strongly respond to expectation and perception, such as the nervous system, the immune system, and even the cardiovascular system. What makes the placebo effect so fascinating is its ability to trigger real changes in organs and bodily functions without the use of active medications. The nervous system is one of the most affected by the placebo effect, especially in conditions involving pain. As mentioned earlier, the brain can activate the endogenous opioid system, releasing endorphins that act as natural painkillers. This reduces pain perception and enhances physical comfort, even when no actual medication is administered. This is why placebos are often effective in pain management studies. Another significantly impacted system is the immune system. Research shows that the belief in a treatment can stimulate immune activity, such as increased production of defense cells. For example, patients who believe they are taking medication to fight infections may exhibit a more robust immune response, even when receiving a placebo. This suggests that the mind can directly influence the body's ability to defend itself against illnesses. The placebo effect also extends to the cardiovascular system. Studies have demonstrated that individuals who believe they are taking medication to lower blood pressure often experience real reductions in their levels, even when the treatment is inactive. This occurs because the brain can regulate heart rate and blood vessel tone based on the expectation of improvement. Additionally, the digestive system is another area influenced by the placebo effect. Conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, respond well to placebo treatments, as the connection between the brain and the gut, known as the gut-brain axis, is highly sensitive to emotions and expectations. Believing that a treatment is effective can alleviate symptoms like abdominal pain and bloating. These examples highlight the holistic nature of the placebo effect, showing its capacity to influence everything from pain perception to essential physiological functions. But nothing illustrates the power of placebos better than real-life cases where they produced extraordinary results, a topic we'll explore in the next section. Real-life cases that show the power of the placebo effect. The placebo effect is so powerful that countless real-life cases have demonstrated its remarkable ability to challenge logic and reveal how deeply the mind can influence the body. In many of these instances, patients experience symptom relief or significant health improvements, even when receiving inactive treatments. These stories highlight the practical impact of the placebo effect in medical contexts. A striking example is the use of placebos for pain management. Studies involving post-surgery patients found that many reported substantial pain relief after receiving saline injections, believing they were receiving powerful painkillers. The brain, interpreting the placebo as a genuine treatment, released endorphins that measurably reduced pain. This showcases how the placebo effect can, in some cases, rival the efficacy of real medications. Another famous case involves Parkinson's disease patients. In clinical trials, participants who believed they were receiving medication to improve motor coordination showed an increase in dopamine production, a neurotransmitter typically deficient in Parkinson's patients. This resulted in temporary improvements in mobility, even though the treatment was merely a placebo. These findings demonstrate how expectations can directly alter brain chemistry. The placebo effect has also been observed in treating conditions like depression. Studies on antidepressants often reveal that a significant portion of patients respond to placebos almost as well as they do to the actual drugs. This suggests that the belief in the treatment's effectiveness can trigger changes in the brain's reward system, alleviating emotional symptoms. A particularly intriguing case occurred in a study on knee surgeries. Patients with chronic knee pain were divided into two groups. One underwent real surgery, while the other received a simulated procedure with no actual surgical intervention. Remarkably, both groups reported similar levels of pain relief. This suggests that the mere perception of being treated was enough to activate healing mechanisms in the placebo group. These cases demonstrate that the placebo effect isn't just a scientific curiosity, it's a phenomenon with real, powerful implications. But how is this effect applied in medicine, and what does it mean for the future of treatments? Let's explore this in the next and final section. The implications of the placebo effect in medicine and scientific research. The placebo effect is more than just a curious phenomenon, it has profound implications for medicine and scientific research. It plays a central role in clinical trials to test the efficacy of new medications. By comparing results from a group receiving the actual treatment with those from a placebo group, scientists can determine if the drug's effects surpass the expectations generated by the placebo. This process, known as the double-blind clinical trial, is the gold standard in medical research. In these trials, neither the participants nor the researchers know who is receiving the active treatment or the placebo, ensuring unbiased results. This rigorous method is crucial for developing drugs that truly work, stripping away the influence of suggestion and expectation. The placebo effect also raises important ethical questions in medical practice. For example, is it acceptable to prescribe a placebo intentionally, knowing it might help the patient even without containing active ingredients? Some argue that this could be a valid treatment approach, especially for conditions where symptom relief is more critical than physical healing, such as chronic pain. Others, however, question whether this would undermine the trust between doctor and patient. Moreover, the placebo effect is reshaping our understanding of the mind-body relationship. It highlights the roles of expectation, hope, and even the doctor-patient relationship in healing. This has inspired the development of complementary therapies, such as meditation and mindfulness, which can also trigger beneficial responses similar to those seen with placebos. In scientific research, the placebo effect challenges the way we perceive treatments. It has shown that in many cases, the treatment context, including trust in the physician, the clinical environment, and even the ritual of taking medication, can be as influential as the active substance itself. This realization is encouraging a more holistic approach to medicine, where emotional and psychological care is integrated into physical treatments. The placebo effect teaches us that the mind plays an essential role in the healing process, reshaping how science and medicine address health. While many questions remain about its limits and potential, one thing is clear. It is a powerful tool for understanding and enhancing the connection between mind and body. The mind has an astonishing power over the body, whether by reducing pain, relieving symptoms, or even improving complex conditions. The placebo effect reveals how expectations and beliefs can genuinely shape our health. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced the placebo effect, perhaps without realizing it? Or do you have questions about how it works? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to exchange ideas with you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell to keep learning about the mysteries of the human body and mind. See you in the next video. Until then.